The crisp winter air filled my lungs as my brother Jake and I stepped out of the car, staring at the snow-covered resort. This was our long-awaited trip, something we had planned for years but never managed to pull off until now. The mountains stretched endlessly, their peaks dusted with fresh snow, and the cozy cabins lining the resort looked straight out of a postcard. Jake clapped me on the back, grinning. "Finally, huh? No work, no stress, just us." I nodded, adjusting my gloves. "Yeah, it's been a while since we did something like this." We checked into our cabin, a rustic but modern space with a stone fireplace and a view of the ski slopes. The air smelled like burning wood and pine, instantly making me feel at home. Sophia would have loved this place. I pulled out my phone to text her, letting her know we'd arrived safely. She responded immediately, telling me to have fun and send her pictures. I smiled at the screen, feeling warmth spread through my chest. We had been together for years, and she was the one person I never wanted to disappoint. Jake plopped onto the couch, stretching. "You know, man, you're way too loyal for your own good." I looked at him, raising a brow. "What's that supposed to mean?" "Just saying," he smirked. "We're on vacation. Relax a little. Live a little." I shook my head, chuckling. "I am relaxed. Not everything has to be about sex." Yeah, I know," Jake cut in. "But trust me, a little harmless fun never killed anyone." I ignored him and grabbed my jacket. "I'm going for a walk." Outside, the cold bit at my skin, but the scenery was breathtaking. Snowflakes drifted lazily from the sky, and the entire resort glowed under the soft lights strung up around the trees. The laughter of other guests filled the air as they gathered around fire pits, drinking and enjoying the night. I wandered into the lodge, ordering a drink at the bar. That's when I saw her. She was sitting alone, twirling a glass of red wine between her fingers, her dark eyes scanning the room like she was searching for something. Or someone. Jake appeared beside me out of nowhere. "Damn," he whispered. "She's gorgeous." I rolled my eyes. And you should talk to her." I scoffed, taking a sip of my drink. "I have a girlfriend, Jake. So, you can't have a conversation." He smirked before turning toward her. "Hey, mind if we join you?" I shot him a glare, but it was too late. She looked up, eyes glimmering with amusement, and smiled. "Not at all." Her name was Lana. She had a way of making eye contact that felt intentional, like she could see right through you. The conversation started light, where we were from, what we did for a living. She was charming, confident, and undeniably attractive. Jake did most of the talking, throwing in jokes that made her laugh, but every now and then, her gaze flicked toward me. I kept my responses short, feeling an odd sense of guilt just for sitting there. Then she asked, "Are you here with your girlfriend?" Jake smirked before I could answer. "Nope. Just the two of us." I shot him a look. "I do have a girlfriend. She just couldn't make it." Lana nodded slowly, her lips curving into a small smile. "That's sweet." The way she said it didn't sound like a compliment. Sounded like a challenge. I finished my drink, standing up. I should head back. Early morning tomorrow. Jake leaned back in his chair, amused. "Already? Lame." Lana tilted her head. "Nice meeting you, Alex." I nodded, not trusting myself to say anything more. Back at the cabin, I lay in bed, staring at the ceiling. My phone buzzed, a text from Sophia. "Good night, love you." I typed out a quick response. "Love you too." But as I set my phone down, all I could see in my mind was Lana's knowing smile. The next morning, the resort was alive with activity. The slopes were packed, and the crisp air carried the sound of laughter and chatter. Jake and I spent the day skiing, racing down the trails, and grabbing drinks between runs. Everything felt normal, except for the lingering thought of last night. Lana was everywhere. I saw her at the coffee shop, on the ski lift, even passing by our cabin. Each time she gave me a small smile, like we were sharing some kind of secret. It made my stomach tighten. Jake nudged me while we sat at an outdoor bar, watching the sunset. "She's into you." I exhaled sharply. "Drop it." "Why?" What's the harm in a little fun? I have Sophia. And she's miles away. Clenched my jaw. That doesn't change anything. Jake chuckled, sipping his drink. Whatever you say, man. That night we ended up back at the lounge. A group had gathered for drinks, and somehow Lana was there again. She sat across from me, her eyes flicking up every now and then, testing me, teasing me. Jake leaned over. Let's make this interesting. Truth or dare? I shook my head. You're joking. He grinned. Come on. One round. Lana tilted her head. I'm in. Someone else joined. Then another. Soon we had a small group, drinks flowing, laughter filling the space. Jake turned to me first. Truth or dare? Exhaled. Truth. Have you ever cheated? The group went silent. My grip tightened around my glass. No. Lana raised an eyebrow, swirling her wine. Interesting. The game went on and the dares got bolder. People kissing, taking shots, embarrassing confessions. Then it was Lana's turn and she locked eyes with me. Dare. Jake smirked. Kiss Alex. I laughed dryly. You're out of your mind. Lana didn't hesitate. She leaned in, close enough that I could smell the faint scent of her perfume. Scared. I swallowed hard. No. Then prove it. The group was watching, waiting. I knew I could say no. I should have said no. But something in the way she looked at me, like she already knew the answer, made it impossible. Kissed her. It was quick, just a brush of lips, but it sent a shock through my body. I pulled back, my heart pounding. The group hooped and laughed, but all I could see was Lana's smirk. Jake clapped me on the back. See? No harm done. But as I sat there, I knew that was a lie. Back at the cabin I paced, running my hands through my hair. My phone buzzed. Sophia. I answered, trying to sound normal. Hey babe. She sighed happily. I miss you. Guilt crashed over me. I miss you too. Only a couple more days, she said. Then I get to surprise you. Froze. What? She laughed. I wasn't going to say anything, but I booked a flight. I'll be there Friday. My stomach dropped. That's amazing. You don't sound excited. No, I am. I just wasn't expecting it. She hummed softly. Well, now you know. Get ready for a great weekend. I forced a smile, even though she couldn't see it. Can't wait. But as I hung up, my heart was pounding for all the wrong reasons. The next night, I found myself alone with Lana. Jake had conveniently disappeared, and the fire in the lounge cast shadows against the walls, making everything feel more intimate than it should have. Lana took a sip of her drink, watching me. You regret it. Exhaled. I have a girlfriend. She tilted her head. That's not an answer. I swallowed. I can't do this. He smirked. Then why are you still sitting here? Had no answer. She leaned in, her voice softer now. No one has to know. My pulse hammered against my skin. I knew if I didn't walk away now, I never would. But I didn't move. The next morning my head was pounding, but not from the drinks. The weight of what I had done sat heavy on my chest. I turned over in bed, staring at the ceiling, trying to convince myself it hadn't happened, that it was just a mistake, a moment of weakness. My phone buzzed. Sophia. Text. Morning, love. Can't wait to see you. I shut my eyes, gripping the phone in my hand. Guilt burned through me like fire. Type back quickly. Morning. Can't wait to. The words felt like a lie. Jake was already up, sitting on the couch with a knowing smirk. Rough night. I rubbed my face, sighing. I don't want to talk about it. He chuckled. That's the thing, little brother. You don't have to. Your actions spoke for themselves. I shot him a glare. You set me up. Did I? He raised an eyebrow. Or did I just push you toward what you already wanted? I clenched my fists. You're unbelievable. And you're predictable, he said, stretching. Relax. No one knows. No one will know. But that wasn't true. He knew. And that was enough. I spent the day trying to avoid Lana, but she made it impossible. Every time I turned a corner, there she was. Casual, unbothered, like nothing had happened. A wink here, a smirk there. It was driving me insane. Jake, of course, found it hilarious. "Man, you're acting like you killed someone." I ignored him, focusing on my phone. Sophia's flight was in a few hours. I had to pull myself together before she got here. By the time evening rolled around, I was a nervous wreck. I stood outside the lodge, hands stuffed in my pockets, scanning the arriving cars. Then I saw her. Sophia stepped out, her eyes lighting up when she spotted me. She ran into my arms, hugging me tight. I held her close, inhaling the familiar scent of her perfume, the warmth of her body against mine. But instead of comfort, all I felt was guilt. She pulled back, smiling. "I missed you." I forced a smile. "Missed you too." Her eyes flicked over my face, studying me. "You okay? You seem off." I shook my head. "Just tired. Long day on the slopes." She nodded, satisfied with the excuse. "Well, I'm here now. Let's make the most of it." We walked inside, and just as we stepped into the lounge, my stomach dropped. Lana was there. She was sitting at the bar, sipping a drink, looking effortlessly confident. When she saw us, her lips curled into a slow smile. Sophia followed my gaze. "Who's that?" I forced myself to sound casual. "Just someone we met here." Lana raised her glass slightly in greeting. "Nice to meet you, Sophia." Sophia smiled politely. "Nice to meet you too." Jake leaned in from behind us, grinning. "Oh, trust me, they know each other pretty well." My entire body tensed. Sophia laughed lightly. "Yeah." Lana smirked. "Oh, plenty of good times." I felt like I was standing on thin ice, every second closer to crashing through. Sophia turned to me, a playful look in her eyes. "Anything interesting happen while I was gone?" Lana didn't look away from me. "Depends on what you call interesting." Jake let out a low chuckle, enjoying every second. My throat was dry. "Just the usual. Skiing, drinks, hanging out." Sophia nodded, oblivious to the tension suffocating the room. "Sounds fun." Lana swirled her drink. "Oh, it was." I wanted to grab Sophia's hand, pull her away, get as far from Lana as possible. But it was too late. Lana leaned in slightly, her voice low but sharp. "Maybe you should ask him about last night." The room spun. Sophia turned to me, her smile fading. "What is she talking about?" Jake laughed under his breath. "Go on, Alex. Tell her." My pulse thundered in my ears. I opened my mouth, but no words came out. 'Cause I knew. It was over. Sophia's expression shifted, confusion flickering into something heavier. She searched my face, waiting for an answer. My mouth felt dry, my body frozen. Lana took a slow sip of her drink, her smirk never fading. Jake leaned back, watching the scene unfold like it was his favorite movie. "Alex," Sophia said again, her voice quieter this time. "What is she talking about?" My hands clenched. "It's nothing. She's just messing around." Lana let out a soft chuckle. "Am I?" Sophia looked between us, her brows drawing together. The warmth in her eyes dimmed as realization crept in. "Tell me the truth." Jake exhaled dramatically. "Oh, come on. Just say it, man. You had fun, didn't you?" The room felt too hot, the walls closing in. My heart pounded so hard I thought it might burst. "Sophia, let's go," I said quickly, reaching for her hand. She pulled away. "No." Her voice was sharp now. "I want to hear it from you. Did something happen?" Lana leaned forward, resting her chin on her hand. "He didn't seem to have any regrets last night." Sophia took a step back like she'd been struck. Her breath hitched. "You're serious?" My jaw clenched. You what?" Her voice cracked. "You cheated." Silence. That was her answer. She let out a shaky laugh, disbelief flashing across her face. "I flew here to surprise you, and this is what I walk into." I reached for her again. "Sophia, please just let me." Don't touch me, she snapped, eyes glassy with tears she refused to shed. Jake whistled low under his breath. Damn. Sophia turned to him, fury replacing the heartbreak. And you? Did you know? Jake shrugged. More like orchestrated. My stomach dropped. What? He smirked. What, you thought Lana was just a coincidence? He laughed. I knew you'd never do it on your own. So I made it easy for you. Sophia stared at him, then back at me, realization settling in. You let him push you into this. I shook my head. No, that's not. Save it, she said coldly. It doesn't matter whose idea it was. You still made the choice. Lana finished her drink, looking almost bored. This has been fun, but I think my work here is done. She stood up, giving me one last look. Shame. I actually liked you. Then she walked out, disappearing into the crowd. Jake stretched, grinning. Well, that was entertaining. Sophia turned on him. You're disgusting. He chuckled. And yet, here we are. I stepped closer to her. Sophia, Don't, she cut in, her voice firm. I don't want an explanation. I don't want excuses. I could see the moment she shut herself off. The love, the trust, it was gone. She took a slow breath, her face unreadable. I'm leaving. Panic surged through me. Please, just let me fix this. Her eyes met mine, and for the first time there was nothing there. You can't. She turned and walked away, disappearing into the cold night. Jake clapped me on the shoulder. Tough break. I shrugged him off, my chest tight with rage. You wanted this, didn't you? He smirked. I wanted you to wake up. Guess you weren't ready for it. I clenched my fists, every fiber of me screaming to hit him, to do something to make him feel even an ounce of the pain I did. But I didn't. I just stood there watching everything fall apart. And knowing I had no one to blame but myself.